Robert G. Alrighty. What up, baby steppers? What up, Robert G? What up, Aslan? Falcons won, Commanders won. That's correct. A good day. Absolutely. And the Falcons beat who? Cowboys? So that's good for Washington as well. Alrighty. Live from Columbus, OH. It is answering your financial questions, and you've joined me on a very special edition of the Answering Your Financial Questions because programming note, this is probably going to be the last one of these, at least for the time being, until further notice. Because of deciding to do, because more people see the Ramsey Show After Show, instead of doing just two of those a week, I'm going to do those Monday through Friday like I used to, unless I happen to get a job that where I'll be working during that time. And then at that point, then I'll continue do weekend streams again. And so, but otherwise, there won't be any weekend, at least not financial streams. But the Ramsey Show After Show will be done every day right after the Ramsey Show is done on YouTube at 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time. And I am Coach Steve Money, I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And youtube.com/Coach Steve Money is where you're watching this. So you just scroll down and you see the playlist right here, answering your financial questions. And this is number 135 of those. And the Ramsey Show After Show. And there are 408 of those. And the music playlist has 11 Ramsey adjacent songs in there. So listen to those if you are so inclined. Thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Make sure everything's looking all right. Line myself up. I guess I could move the camera instead, but I think this will work. Alrighty, let's do some questions. Move that bus, I guess. Now let me blow out my candle. I got nice candle happening here. Still haven't bought my plant yet, but Simply Blessed super chatted me for because she wanted me to have a plant, and so we'll be buying one. I need to consult with her on which one I should get though, because I'm not gonna probably take the best care of it, so it's gonna have to be something that's a low maintenance plant. Alrighty, and this again, these are from the Ramsey Baby Steps Community Facebook group, and that is the only forum group like that that is run by Ramsey Solutions. There's a bunch of other ones on there that are run by Ramsey fans, and the subreddit also is run by fans. So this is the only one. I blew that out. I think I got some wax on my glasses. All right. Oh, and so I copy and paste those from there because it has their real names. Most of them have their real names by their question. So to limit giving all those away, just copy and paste the questions. 32 years old and have around 20K in my retirement so far. It's a Roth 401k. I'm putting roughly $1,000 in it a month, including my employer match. Question is, should I be putting the money in the Roth or regular 401k or a mix of both? Don't think I did this one, but I mean, generally this comes up each and every episode. But the order is match first. And you know why? Because that's 100% rate of return on that. So you contribute the match into whatever your work one is. Now, if your work has a Roth IRA, a Roth 401k rather, you can do all your investing in that instead. You'll have to keep that regular 401k open though, because the match portion they would have to put in the regular 401k, because come on, it's the government. You're not going to be double dipping like that. And so it is match first, and then your Roth account, whether it's the regular one, if you max out, or if you have a Roth 401k and you max it out, you can also do the 7K if you're under 50 years old. You can do the 7K in a Roth IRA as well, but you don't need to open up your Roth IRA if you have a Roth 401k unless the mutual funds that are in the Roth 401k at work, unless they don't have good options. And you can find better options on your own and put those in your Roth IRA, and then you could max that out. But either way on that, it's match, Roth, and then if you still have part of your 15% left over, you would put that into a traditional 401k. Yeah, okay. So that's all of that. What high yield savings account to use? It doesn't matter. Most people will think that, obviously make sure it's a accredited financial institution, FDIC insured. Make sure that is the case. But the important thing with this, which I always tell everybody, because I think this is why people are asking a lot of time, because they want to try to, there we go. They want to try to put their emergency fund in it, and that is not recommended. It has to be liquid, because emergencies don't wait 1 to 3 days for a transfer from your high yield savings account. No, do they? They do not, is the answer of that. Cowboys are in shambles. You love to see, says Robert G. Job search it's going okay. It's going all right. I don't know if you can tell, I'm not in that much of a hurry, but it's fine. So I will have no more weekend shows, right, for the time being at least. Now, if it comes up a situation where I can't do an after show every day, then they may come back. Yeah, Robert G, I was thinking earlier today something that might have been lost in the thrill of the Commanders' good season. It seems like they are getting better at the same time where Dallas and Philadelphia are sliding back a bit. So that is doubly fortuitous, but we'll see. Anything can happen. Ton of ball left to be played. And I, of course, I am rocking the Clinton Porters today, 26. And for the jersey check. Let's see. Does anyone else feel like, I feel like, for me, car dealerships hate them, LOL. No, they're just not there to do you a favor. They're in business to make money. I mean, that would be like thinking like Chipotle. Great, now I'm hungry. Chipotle would hate you just because they charge you extra for guac, which I don't get, so I'm fine on that. Let's see. I finally got my SUV I have been eyeing. I paid $400 below invoice, and while the sales rep and manager looked tired, they were still friendly. Okay. But hey, when you work in sales like that, you gotta always be closing if you want the knife set. But when I got to finance, that guy was just done with me. Yeah, they want you to finance it instead of pay cash. I paid cash, which annoyed him. Sure, it did, because he doesn't get any commission on that. But what I mean, or he doesn't get, they don't get like, they don't make as much money on that. And I don't know. I mean, maybe they even have some kind of incentive to get you to finance it. But what really sent him over the edge is when I declined the extended warranty, he kept insisting on, yeah, that's how they make money. They get kickbacks on that for sure. He had just, I mean, or unless it's with the, the same company, it's part of their business, and so that's an add-on product. And of course, that's it. But anybody is going to do that. They do that on Best Buy with all their electronics. They do. I think they even do that at Walmart with the electronics, I think. I'm numb to it now because I'm just like, no, you see this item that I have right here? I'm paying for this. Nothing else. Let's see, that was the final straw. My dad said it's better that they be annoyed with me than celebrating because that means I got a good deal. But OMG, that was so awkward. LOL. Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. You got to expect that when you buy from a dealership. And hopefully, if that was brand new, hopefully you have $1 million net worth. Otherwise, shouldn't have bought it. You're doing it wrong. So, okay, we have our budget made for November. All our debt is paid off. We have our emergency fund. Give me all the motivation to stay on our budget. Not getting frazzled and losing focus by the middle of the month is the hardest thing for us. So give us your best advice to stay the course. Well, the idea is that you get done with the baby steps as fast as you can. And you don't all of a sudden feel like you have extra money if you get to the middle of the month and see that all your bills are paid. That doesn't mean you have to spend that money. So, I mean, that has to come from you, really. It has to be important enough for you. And so the sooner you are done with the baby steps, then you can do whatever you want with money. Now, granted, you can, since you're on step 4 here at least, you can put anything in the budget that you want for fun, but again, you want to stay in the budget. So if you're on a vacation, put that in there, put eating out in there, whatever dumb stuff you're thinking about doing for fun, and some dumb stuff is fun, for sure, but whatever dumb stuff you want to do and spend money on, just put that in the budget. You say we, so I'm assuming married, or at least a hashtag partner, as the kids like to say today. So it's whatever you guys agree on. And you can do that. So, and that's still you sticking to your budget because you put that in the budget. So, and again, the idea is not to budget only the necessities, and then when you get to the end of the necessities, spend all the extra money. That's not the idea. Alrighty, so I joined here for, you guys might not be able to see that. I don't know why that, it's a little bigger. So I joined here for some tips, and I kept seeing the baby step number, okay? The baby steps. I had to dig through the files and pinned features before finding the list of baby steps. You could have done also the Google or checked on the Ramsey Solutions website as well for that. But all right. On the subreddit, you just have to scroll on the right side of the page is scrollable. And they have it on there. But you could have just Googled it. Sounds like it took you a little while there. So here I am. Baby step 1 done. Excellent. Baby step 2 list is made, and it is sadly a long list. Well, better to start today than yesterday, right? We owe way more than I would have ever thought. Right, and that's how it happens because you're not paying attention. That has happened to me as well. So I get it. Sorted by balance and realized my lowest balance was just over $200. I can pay that. Done. Fabulous. It feels so good to cross one thing off the list. Excellent. Big throwback. Portis. That's right. Clinton Portis. Who I think he also, they traded Champ Bailey for him, didn't they? I think so. So got Clinton Portis from Denver, and he went to Denver. And I remember it like it was yesterday. Clinton Portis' first carry for the Washington Redskins at the time, a 50-yard touchdown run. His first carry with them. Anyone here in Oklahoma? What is it? There ain't no love in Oklahoma, just the whistle of a long black train. My fiance, that's from Raising Arizona, my fiance left me. My fiance and I have very briefly talked about banks to look into when we make our joint checking account, all right? But I'm looking for recommendations on local banks that people like and why. Thanks in advance. Can I recommend a bank to you? Let's see. Not really. We have a local bank here, like a regional bank here in Ohio called Huntington Bank, and they have a no asterisk checking, and for that one you don't have to have any direct deposits. There's no fee for it. If you don't have direct deposits, a lot of people tie that in. Well, you got to have at least 2 direct deposits a month, or it's a X number dollar fee. They don't have any for that, and so since I couldn't guarantee, at least not immediately, that I would be getting direct deposits, I had that one before when I lived here before, and so I got that same kind of account. And just like the car dealership, the dude did try to talk me into a higher one. He said, well, if you have an interest bearing, now it doesn't bear interest, so that is also a consideration. So once I start getting direct deposits, then I may change the account type. But I haven't had really any trouble with them at all. And it's been, used to be with Chase. I wouldn't necessarily recommend them. I can't remember anything that was particularly a problem either, though. So, but I don't have anything on that. Dave likes to recommend credit unions because they might be better. But you could check around your banks to see if they do. You can find right on the website. You don't have to talk to anybody. You could see if they have something like that where it used to be totally free checking, and they probably had to change the name of that because they do still, like if you overdraft, they still would have to charge you for that, and so maybe they had to change it for that reason, because like I said, what used to be called totally free checking, and now it's no asterisk checking. Robert G says Ally for high yield is good. They have good buckets feature too. That's right. Sid, my pal Sid the Kid, uses Ally as well for high yield savings, and says no fees. Wanted to know about your experience without a credit score. I want to know what love is. I want to know what it's actually like getting a house loan or refinancing a loan without it. That just means you have to provide information to them rather than them just putting it in a computer. Should we give this person a loan? And they pull up your credit score, and it does all that automatically for them. So you actually have to talk to people and give them whatever information they need. But if you've already been paying rent payments or paying house payments already, or electric bills, or all of that stuff, they would look at and consider. And if you paid all that and you were never late, you're not going to have a problem refinancing or getting a house loan, unless you have something like crazy debt ratio. But again, they don't really count that as much as far as the a mortgage. They don't count that as much in that. Whereas if you had all consumer debt and you had too high of a debt to income ratio, that might be a problem. But so shouldn't be any problem if you have been paying things off. I've closed one card and just got a letter. Then another will close because I haven't used it after August of 2019 or something. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just use manual underwriting. I said. Now they don't have that in Canada apparently, according to a young lady in the Ramsey show chat. I guess I can take her word for it because she lives there. But in the America, we have manual underwriting, and if you want to call somebody a lender, actually it's a brokerage, a broker rather, that can find you that loan. They actually make the loan, I think, and then they sell it to somebody else. That's just how they work. They're a broker. Basically, they're a loan finder. And that would be Churchill Mortgage that Dave recommends. And they certainly have heard of manual underwriting. And so if you have any problem, they will certainly tell you if there's some kind of problem that you won't get approved for with manual underwriting. But yeah, a lot of people worried about that. Oh, I got it. With credit cards, so I can buy a house. Got to. Not in America. Again, thanks everybody that's watching live or after the fact. Thank you so very much. Much appreciated. Follow the steps even when it's hard. My husband and myself have been consumer debt free for a few years. We've cash flowed home improvements, a new motor in a car, and other things that life throws our way. Excellent. So you're supposed to do it. Started Ramsey Living in February of this year and am on baby step 2. Got distracted. It seems with each debt that gets paid, there is something we have to add to the budget. Now, yeah, I hear that kind of thing a lot. And a lot of times it's something that you can just say no to it. So it's not something you have to add to the budget because you don't need it. And you can just say nay. You know, if it's something that you want and you put it in your budget for next month and you can cash flow it that way or save up for it, which you shouldn't be doing on baby step 2. Only necessities in baby step 2. But you can put that in the budget. But again, in baby step 2, you should keep that to a minimum. And so, but I hear that all the time. And we needed to eat out. No, you didn't. For example, I paid off, we got an example, great. I paid off a debt that had a payment of $103 a month. However, we have been without homeowners insurance for several years because we just couldn't afford it. So now I added back a payment for that at $107 a month for our peace of mind. Well, homeowners insurance is recommended. Robert G with the big bucks. Did you take that exam yet, sir? With the big bucks. Thank you so much, Robert G. That is awesome. So now I added, I added for that. Yeah, so that is recommended. So you should have already had that in there. That's part of baby step 0 is to get your insurances in place. And so you would have done that even before step 1. Were you following the advice correctly? But it's not listed on there, so you didn't know about it. So that I'm definitely going to do, and I am going to start doing more videos on the weekends. So there will be overall probably the same amount of content from me. It just won't be the weekend streams, but there should be overall the same, approximately the same hours of content for me, because I wouldn't want you to miss me. And as C3PO said, you wouldn't want my life to get boring, would you? I do not want your life to get boring, so I will keep you in content. Do not worry about that. Thanks again, Robert G. Coach Steve Money channel brought to you by Robert G. So yeah, should have been doing that all along. Let's see. To continue, there have been a few other small debts we have paid off as well, but now I have allotted that money to a monthly allowances sinking funds for things such as yearly property tax, vehicle tax tags. Now, you know those were coming, so if you only use the money for that stuff, that is absolutely fine, because you do have to pay those. So, and those are not wants, those you have to pay. Any bills that are paid other than monthly, I divide them into monthly payments to be able to pay when it is due. Yeah, that's exactly how sinking fund should work. Homeowners insurance is $319 quarterly. So I put $107 in each month budget. Okay, great. It is a real love. I think that's the same. Yeah. Got the red heart and the black heart. Joan Jett and the black hearts here. So I think, so this is part of that same thing. It's a real love-hate relationship with our money right now, as I love to see the debt being paid off, then hate having to put that money other places than on the debt snowball. Well, like, these should have already been part of your budget. The problem is you made out your, you probably did like everybody else. You made out your budget, and then you projected the whole rest of your life based on that budget. And you didn't think about this stuff, and now you have, and now you added it in. This is just what it should have always been. So you got to give yourself grace on that. And yes, it's going to take longer than you originally projected, but that's the way it goes, because this stuff does have to get paid off. I love that I'm now planning ahead for yearly and quarterly expenses bills, right? That's what you should have been doing in the first place. And so now you're set on that. But I hate that I started this with a 2-year plan to be out of debt. Told you. Yeah. And with each payment / fund I add back in, the debt-free date gets extended. Yeah, so that's why you got to look for other things that you can sacrifice. Things that you have in the budget that are not 100% needs. Like, yes, you need food, but no, you do not need to eat out, that kind of thing. You do not need to get a coffee from the Starbucks, that kind of thing. And so most people, even now, you got a new date here. It wouldn't be, maybe it might be a 2-year plan, it might be a 3-year plan, but most people, once they do the plan and they have the full buy-in and they stop having things come up that they need to put in the budget, they think they need to put in the budget, then they get done with the baby steps quicker. At least 1, 2, 3. They get done with that quicker. The silver lining, though, is that we are getting on top of things. Right. You did great. You adjusted where you needed to, and now you know exactly what you're dealing with, which that's fabulous. Better if you had done that in the first place, and then you wouldn't feel so bad about this, because you thought 2 years and now it's going to be longer than that. But you can always do things to make it happen faster, such as working more, spending less, selling some stuff, that you're not using regularly. Maybe even doing what I did, sell some dumb stuff that you bought with dumb debt. And now it's great stuff, but you bought it with debt. And if you're not using it regularly, there's no point in it sitting around the house. You can sell it. But yeah, you're in a great place now. We don't live in such financial chaos and worry all the time and have peace of mind that we will be debt-free with the proper safety nets. Absolutely. And that's the right frame of mind on it. Absolutely. Homeowners insurance at $100 a month. The house is worth about $700K. It's silly not to have it. That much is certain. Likely don't use it, but would suck to have to replace it on your own. Absolutely, Robert G. Lenders require it. That's also a good reason. Yep, it is also. That is a good question. Do they not have a mortgage? I don't know how they were. Oh, maybe there's already money in escrow or something like that. And when they did their budget, she just didn't think about it because it was already paid for this year, maybe. All right. Where do you start with this program? Baby step 0. I'm married for now with autistic 7-year-old. We have mortgage. Okay. Air conditioning. Okay. So I have a mortgage and a loan for air conditioning, I guess, will be paid off in a couple of months. Credit card with $5,000, give or take. Give or take because we pay for my son's therapies that aren't covered by insurance. We also pay our credit card off with tax money every year. So instead of doing that, you should change your withholding so you get your money back during the year. Because you can do better with your money, more money every single paycheck than you can by letting the government save it up for you by giving them an interest-free loan and then give it back to you. So you should be doing that. Instead of being so happy about the tax refund, you should have already had that money. And so I don't know why they think it's like the government giving them money, and that's not at all what it is. That you owe it because it's for taxes. But if they're giving it back to you, you're giving them too much money. Do not give anybody too much money. We have savings, not too much, and should have $1,000 emergency fund if you're on step 2, and that's it. 401k and IRAs shouldn't be investing if you're on step 2 either. You are on step 2, you just said. So these would be a no. Extra savings than the $1,000? No. 401k and IRA contributions, that's a no. I also have a credit card for furniture with $2,500 on it. No interest. It doesn't matter. Interest amount doesn't matter. It's smallest to largest. This is how you pay that off. Both cards paid for. Well, that part's good. Mortgage $800, and we definitely can get lower than that. LOL, you don't pay extra on the mortgage. You do not. Some people do this. And I really can't, with the way it's written on here, I can't blame them really. Because it doesn't say don't do all these at the same time. It's steps 1, 2, and 3. One at a time in order, and then in steps 4, 5, and 6. So you are not trying to do all 7 baby steps at the same time, or all 6 before you get to 7. You are not trying to do that. If you do it that way, it will take longer than if you do it as intended. But again, if you just go by what's written here, some people might think, oh, well, you do multiple things at one time. Like by default, I would think it's do this one first and then move on to the next one. But again, that's not even the case with 4, 5, and 6. All that happens at the same time. It's still in order, so you're still using your snowball amount by that time. Yeah, you're not done with your extra money yet until you're on step 7. Not done with your extra money by a long shot, because that debt snowball then becomes an emergency fund snowball, because all the money goes back to you is in the form of your emergency fund. And then that extra money, 15% of it should be going into your retirement on step 4. And then if you have any extra money left over after that 15% is taken out, that's when you start to address kid college, if that applies to you. And then after that, if anything's left, and that's each month, you would put extra on the house. But you do not do all 6 steps all at the same time. That's a no. Step 0 first. I'll be doing that video. I'll probably be working on that next weekend, unless I start working on it beforehand. But to explain everything involved in the missing baby steps, which are baby step 0, and which has a lot of components, and baby step 3B, which is where you save the down payment. Did I finish the? Oh, I want to leave, but I want to make sure it doesn't cost us both crazy money and or retirement. Please advise. Leave where? The house? Okay, well, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. And you're going to leave and go somewhere where you have no job. I mean, you guys got to talk about that. But, I don't know what else is involved with this. I want to leave. Don't know if they mean out of that particular house or that city or the state or the country, or who knows. Who knows? But again, you would not be doing extra savings, and you would not be doing retirement while you're in baby step 2, so that you get baby step 2 done sooner. $100 a year for liability only. That reminds me of Twister, the first Twister movie, and that was what did Joe ask Bill, do you have was it, you got full coverage on that thing, talking about his truck, because she wanted to use it for her tornado fun and games. Says, you got full coverage on that? And he's like, liability only. But you can imagine what happened on the truck. Sorry for the spoiler. I am considering selling my vehicle as part of baby step 2. I owe a little over $30,000 still. Kelly Blue Book is giving private party numbers at 19 to 22K. Okay. I have gap and extended warranties that I can cancel. Yep, not recommended by Mr. Ramsey. And hopefully make up some of the difference. Okay. Carvana offered me $22,200. That's rare. Where are they going to do that? So if they do that, they are going to way overcharge whoever they sell it to, but that is not your problem. So you can see if you can get even more from it from private sale. But I mean, I guess you can be done and sell it to Carvana if they're gonna give you private party price for it. So which was the top notch. Make sure you got the right edition of the car as well. Like it'll have a 2 letters or something like SL or EX or something like that. Make sure you have the right one, that you're looking up the right actual model. Let's see. Should I list it for closer to 30? Sure. If you have that kind of time. If you don't have that kind of time, you might want to do 25 maybe. Or like somewhere in the middle, 24. 25 maybe. Yeah, in the middle would be more than 25. Let's see what offers I get. Yeah, also, where should I list it other than Marketplace, Craigslist, Cars.com? You can list it. So I have found that my Outlook. What about your Word? Get it? Microsoft Outlook, Microsoft Word. On payday has drastically changed since starting the Ramsey plan. Before Ramsey, I was excited to get my paycheck in order to buy something to go out to eat. Yep. Welcome to adulting. We bid you welcome. Now I get excited for payday. Oh, so he still gets excited. So great. I thought this was going to go in the other direction. Now I get excited for payday to spend half of the check on debt. What a weird thing. I'm excited to pay me debt. Okay, it's a pirate. Stay weird. Absolutely. We got to embrace the weird. Because, I mean, most people don't follow the Ramsey advice. And so those of us that do have to accept that we are the weird ones. We're not the normal debt leverage people. Oh, let's see. I'm very proud of my son. He graduated college January 2020. Hey, Pandy. With $40,000 in school loans in the middle of a pandy. Okay. He didn't find a job for several months because no one was hiring. That sounds familiar. Maybe I did this one already. Nevertheless, he didn't give up, got a good job, and paid off all the loans. I think I did do this one. Don't say it can't be done because we know it can be with hard work and determination. Yes, that much is certain. I do think I did it. Looking for opinions on cars. I know Ramsey method is own a car outright, then trade it in and put more money in and get another car. Then when the time comes, trade that in, put a bit of money towards it and get a better car. How often do you think you should be trading in for a new car? New equals new to me. So it is a used car, but I might have done that one too. Again, like, there's only so many financial questions, so the same things are going to come up, but I think I did this exact one before. But the answer is you don't, especially if you're in baby steps 1, 2, and 3. You aren't trying to upgrading car. You are broke. You do not do that. And also, you're talking about trading it in. If you're doing that at a dealership, you're going to pay more for the car than if you buy it private sale. I recently paid off several debts. I was tempted by the fruit of another to celebrate by ordering Chinese food for lunch with coworkers. I decided against it and ate my ham sandwich and chips. One of them tossed me their fortune cookie as I like them and they don't. I couldn't help but laugh at the message. Your wise financial decisions will lead to a lifetime of financial security. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Boom, 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 boom. That was a funny scene in Twister, as Lynn said. That's true. That's true. And I can't believe the sequel was just as good. Just as good. I might even say I liked it a little bit more, but I'll be able to tell you for sure in, as time goes on, about 5 years from now. If so. But I think I like the new one a little bit better, but the first one fabulous, obviously. Robert Jesus, wife and I have been putting $5,200 a month extra on our mortgage. Can confirm paying down mortgage is a total high. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nothing better than making progress. Well, no mortgage in 6 years. Fabulous, Robert G. We too are excited to get paid to pay it down. Excellent. Meanwhile, neighbors sit here with $1,200 a month car payments. Yep, they do. They are the normal. Again, we are the weird ones. And you just got to accept that and embrace it. When I purchased my car, says Aslan, she does not have a Boston accent though. I don't think. I plan to keep it for a minimum of 10 years. It is an asset that goes down in value, so buy it used and keep it as long as possible. Right, I missed that one on the car thing. Yeah, you keep it as on steps 1, 2, and 3 especially. If it gets you from point A to point B, there's no upgrading. You take care of your business by doing steps 1, 2, and 3 with your money instead of upgrading in car. I went to the store the other day to grab a few things for my wife and I. Oh, not my wife and I. So just for my wife, okay? Like food and stuff that she's going to cook to you. That would be for both of you though. But this is things for my wife. And I was in utter shock and disbelief that I walked out of the store with one measly sack of food for $46. I think like in the state of up north and some other place, Minnesota maybe, stuff like that, where they do say sack instead of bag a lot. But $46, yeah. Oh, and it was food, so you're probably eating some of it too. So that's not just for your wife. This inflation is nuts. Yep, but nothing you can do about it. You get to control what's in your control, and inflation is not in your control. I feel so, that's a lot of O's, bad for all of you trying to just get out of debt. My heart goes out to you all. I never do the shopping, and I'm even shocked. Well, yeah, if you don't ever look at the prices, you have no idea. This too would be how you are intentional with your finances. That means you know how much food costs. And especially, you can't be like one of the husbands that makes their wife do it all, or however you got in that situation where it's just she happens to do it, even if you're not making her do it, and you have no idea, and you're just looking at the total amount that goes for food, and you're like, what is she spending on? And then you go to the store and see that, then you understand. So, yeah, it's important to have all the information. Hope someone gets this inflation under control. Yeah. Good luck with that. The Fed's supposed to. They haven't done a great bang up job with it. They did not lower the interest rate fast enough. They could have lowered the interest rate faster and perhaps gotten more of a control of it. I think they shoot for 2% a year is what they shoot for. And so, like, as soon as it goes to that, they should probably make some kind of move, even if it's only a 0.25% change. Maybe step 2. But, that's politics, and, that's above my pay grade. Oh, let's see. Or below my pay grade, depending on how you look at it. Baby step 2. Question for my card collectors. Did you sell your collection to get out of debt quicker? I sold a bunch of stuff. It wasn't like sports cards or anything like that. Or what's the kind of cards that the kids do? Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. I didn't sell that, but I did have some like collectible stuff. I still have some stuff that I was saving in case my son wanted it, but he doesn't want it. And so I am eBaying that stuff right now. But like, and I thought about selling my Star Wars toys, but my son was 5 years old at the time. I brought all the boxes up from the basement and put them in the where there was a big spot, a big empty space in the kitchen / dining area, and so I put them in there, and I said don't touch those. I'm gonna be selling those, okay? So don't touch those. And so he would just sit and like look at them, and then like move over and look at the rest, and like move all the way around. And he did that for like 2 or 3 days. And I said, all right, well, let's go watch the movie. So I showed him Star Wars, which of course now, as we know, is episode 4, New Hope. And he loved it. Now 5, definitely a little bit early for some of the parts of it, but I covered his eyes on the gruesome parts that are in that. And so, but he absolutely loved it. And so I said, all right, these are all yours. And he still has them. And so he's saving them for his children. Question for my card. Oh yeah, did that. So yeah, I mean, anything like that, any card collections or anything you like, anything like that. I mean, that's great. Now it's different if you like still like if you look at them every like once a week, even if you look at all once a week and just get so jazzed doing that, that's different than them just being, oh, I have these. And so, well, it's like, what are you going to do with it? Eventually sell it, do that now, and get out of debt quicker. And so yeah, anything like that you would that's worth any money, you would sell, and that's how you get done with baby step 2 faster. As I said, you work more, you spend less, and you could sell stuff you're not using regularly, and you're not using that card collection regularly, most likely. And baby step 2, and I only have 3 student loans left. Technically, got to be careful when they start doing the technically, because then that means they're going to try to change the baby steps. Let's say if that's the case this time. Technically, all my loans are in forbearance and the minimum payments are $0. Oh, I think, okay, so this is fine. I've been putting all of my money towards the lowest balance, and that has been working. I've paid 2 of 5 this year. Great. But interest is still accruing on the other 2 loans. Should I be putting anything towards the other 2 student loans, even though they don't have a minimum balance? Perhaps I could call Nelnet and ask them what the balance would be if they were due. Or at this point, does it really matter? Yeah, this is different. Okay, so yeah, I forgot about the interest accruing on them. I would consider maybe the interest as the minimum payment on that while you pay other things. But if these are your last 2 things to pay out, you would do that before you go to step 3, because they're not paid off yet. So you pay that off. Let's see. Only have 3 student loans left. Paid off 2 of 5. Yep, leaves 3. Interest is accruing on the other 2 loans. So that doesn't make sense because you got 3 left. So does that mean the lowest payment? And so if it's not that much on it, I guess you can let them go with no payments while you pay off that 3rd one of the year. And just not make any payments on them. Just get the other one paid off fast, and then you can pay off one of the ones that you have no minimum payment on. Ask them what the balance would be if they were due. Yeah, you should probably know what the balance is. You can probably log in somewhere and check that out as well. So it does really matter, yes. Just paid off all the credit cards, and that was the only debt we had besides the mortgage. That felt really good. Goodbye, baby step 2. Excellent. Forgot to copy the J there. Here's a horror story for you. Oh, that would have been great for Halloween. Let's see. Catch up with the chat. Aslan says, if you have a collection that has a lot of emotional meaning to you, I would not sell it unless you're in a really dire position. Get another part-time job or something else. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine too. Where that means, okay, if you're gonna not sacrifice in this area, find some other area to sacrifice in. Yeah, so absolutely. And emotional meaning, being able to give, especially how much he ended up loving Star Wars. I mean, he's right there with me, and maybe even more. But loving Star Wars so much, that's definitely emotional tie. Me being able to give him all of that stuff. And, of course, his mom and I shelled out the big bucks through the years, buying more toys and stuff. And so now he has probably twice the collection that it was. He doubled the collection. And so he'll be able to have his kids or sell it eventually. Who knows? But he doesn't do debt. I was able to have a good influence on him about that. Here's a horror story for you. My bride works for a large university and participates in their Roth 403b plan. That there's a comedian that says my bride. He says, I'll always call it my bride because my wife sounds like I traded her for some goats. Yeah, my bride. So that's nice. We recently received email/mail. Both. Sometimes they hit you both ways. That way you make sure you get it. Or try to ensure that you get it. That exciting new retirement options are coming. And that's when I would immediately think, oh, it's going to be a way for them to make money instead of me. I ignore these because it says options, okay? But you can't do that. If it's about your retirement account, you can't do that. Tonight we got a notice from TIAA that her entire balance had been transferred into their Retire 2050 Plus Super Amazing Plan, okay? Even if it said options on the outside of it, if the letter itself says people that do not respond will be auto transferred into this program. So that's why you got to read those. The plan was a horrendous mix of bonds. What is it? Oh, Retire 2050. So it's a target date fund. And yeah, they're going to have bonds, bad mutual funds in them for sure. She might as well tape her money to the bottom of her mattress. Yeah. Turns out every employee in the 403B was auto-subscribed to this garbage. It took 20 minutes to figure out how to hit the eject button and get the balance back to the old Dave approved funds. Okay, great. You did that. If your employer ever sends you, anybody, or if the brokerage sends you email about that, it doesn't even have to come from your employer if the brokerage does. Because the brokerage is running it, so they can do any changes they want to, probably. They just have to let you know ahead of time. If your employer, about exciting new retirement options, yeah, it's only exciting for them, not us. On to our final debt, 401k loan totaling $26,000. Started our journey on January 1st and have paid off $99,294 so far. Great. Almost $100,000. Pumped and ready to get out this last debt. This isn't supposed to brag. A lot of people will think it is. It's supposed to inspire our dumb butts. To inspire our dumb butts can do it, and so can you. Okay? Some kind of little punctuation there, but we'll let it go since it's great news. Yeah. And yes. Guess what? If you watch financial advice shows or even read financial advice forums and stuff like that, there are going to be people that are better off than you, and you just can't say, well, they don't have a good comment or they don't have a good question. They don't deserve to have a question because they make more money than me. Wah. People do that with the Ramsey show all the time. Oh, this is a brag call. Question. My wife and I put 6% of our pay into a pension, and the company puts 7.5%. As far as completing baby step, interesting. As far as completing baby step 4, if we increase our contributions to equal 15%, does that count? No. Let me read it. Let me finish reading it. Or do we need 15% of our money counted, not counting the employer contribution? Correct. Obviously, I know the more we contribute, the better, but I was unclear if 15% total contribution equaled a check in this area. Thanks for your thoughts, okay? Well, step 4 is eternal. The only time you would stop investing ever is if you needed that money to live on after you retire. Otherwise, why not keep investing and grow your money? That's the build wealth and give a lot of it away part on step 2. But the issue here is that your 6% pensions do not do as well as the market. So you only count that as 3%. It's counted as half of the amount because pensions do not do as well as the market does. They don't pay out as much as the market does. So, again, that's half. So that's 3%. So you need to do 12%, sir. And the match that they put into the pension, that is gravy on the biscuit, which means extra. We'll be out of baby step 2 soon. What would our baby step 3 emergency fund consist of? That's all the say, like, now a lot of people figure out the expenses and they include stuff like investing still. What else would be optional at that point? Vacation savings, whatever you can think of. It's what you need to live on. Like, for example, it would be if you lost your job, you obviously wouldn't be doing any vacation saving. And you would use that money to live on if you had to. So you don't count any of that stuff. You don't count investing amount either. But like you do include everything that is necessary. Utilities, shelter, food, obviously, clothing, and so forth. So it's your necessary, 100% necessary expenses is what it is for the emergency fund. Okay, there's more. We would only have car insurance, phone bill, gas, diapers, groceries as a bill since we're living rent and bill free with my dad. I might have read this before, but I think I also might have a better take on it than I had before. Oh no, earlier post. Okay, so yes, I remember this post, and this is different because there's more information. That being said, what would a projected amount saved be? Everything added together would be maybe $600, and so times, times what? 6 months, that would be $3,600. What I said before, I harped on the living with dad because adults should live on their own. If you're planning on moving out soon, I would go ahead and get the emergency fund together for and this would be the full, baby step 3 emergency fund. Oh, so you'll be out on step 2 soon. So out of step 2, and if you want to stay there while you get the step 3 emergency fund, so I'm going to include whatever rent is or mortgage if you're buying after you leave dad's. And any other expenses that you're not paying now, but you will be after you move. And that's how much your emergency fund should be. Now, if you're going to stay with your dad years, then there's probably no need to do that. But you wouldn't be following Dave's advice anyway, because he likes adults to live not with parents. I have a cheap car, $1,000. And a nicer truck, $17K. I wonder if mine's worth even $1,000 now. Both paid for. We also have a nice car for wife. $22K. Beep, beep, boo. Worth about $21K. Should I sell the truck to pay off some debt? Car, and a truck? To get a jump start on baby step 2. Planning to sell her car to get something cheaper too. Yes, you sell the truck and her car. Yes, you had the right instincts. Cool. Alrighty, well that makes an hour. So I guess we will wrap up the final answering your questions live stream, the weekend stream. The last one until further notice. Now, if I get a job next week, it could all change immediately, or hopefully it'll stay the same for years, and I'll be able to do the Ramsey show after show daily. So I thank everybody for watching, and I do apologize if I get it. Maybe some people can only watch this at this time, and because they're working during the Ramsey show, or when the Ramsey show goes off of YouTube, and that's when I start, or they're traveling home. It is about dinner time as well, when I do the Ramsey Show After Show at 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time, and so I get that, and some apologies for that, but you can always watch it after the fact. It's just many more views during the day. And also, I am having to scramble for questions doing so many streams as well. Alrighty, once again, youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney is where you are watching this. And so you just go to there and you scroll down. And this playlist will still be here, so you can watch the older ones if you would like, answering your financial questions. And I do just all questions on this stream. And so until I do that again, there won't be anything like that. But I do answer the same type of questions on the Ramsey Show After Show, but I also talk about the finances of that day, do a market report. I talk about articles that I'm interested in, most of them related to finance, some not though, some I'm just interested in. I do show and tell with pictures that the viewers send in. And you can do that, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can send in any type of image you would like, something that means something to you, and like a sentence or two of explanation and why it's important to you, or what it is of at least. Just like a little description. And I do, like I said, show and tell. Don't do that on everyone, but when I have something submitted to me, I normally will do that. Again, that's coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Again, the music playlist, and Sid wrote one that I will be doing, maybe not tomorrow. I still need to practice it a little bit more. But certainly it will debut this coming week with 5 after shows coming up Monday through Friday. And that one would be, what is it? It's My Bad Habits Lead to Debt. And Mr. Sid suggested that. And Sid told me that. And I said, oh, great. Why don't you write it? And so she wrote it and did a darn good job on it. So I just have to sing it a little bit better. And so that one will join. And then there will be 12 Ramsey adjacent songs in that music playlist. And listen to those if you are so inclined. The words are on all of those videos to it. So if you know the original song, you can sing along with the parody. And then you will, like so many people have told me, when I hear that song now, all I can do is sing your lyrics, or all I do is think about your lyric. And that's fabulous for me because I do like attention. So there you go. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. Steve strikes me as a 2008 basic Toyota Corolla with 200K miles type of guy. No, I got a Suzuki Verona from 2005, but it only had 80,000 miles on it. Owned by, the stereotypical, owned by a little old lady who only drove it to church, that kind of thing. You are welcome for the show, Aslan. Thank you for being here most every single stream. Much, much appreciated. Hardcore fan there. I appreciate it. Or just don't have anything else to do better, which certainly you could watch anything else. So I am very, very, I humbly accept your watching of me. Alrighty. Again, I am Coach Steve Money, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And I think I changed my scroll to reflect the new, did I? I think so. The new schedule. But if you've got money problems, or you just want to make sure you are on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation/assessment with me at calendly.com/coachstevemoney. You can email me about coaching or anything else on your mind at all, or anything on my YouTube channel, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to PayPal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Alternatively, the Cash App, $CoachSteveMoney. Walmart gift card to CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Or super chat on the live stream, or like Robert G did today. Thank you again, sir. And super thanks on a pre-recorded video. Upcoming streams, it's only the Ramsey Show After Show Monday through Friday, following each YouTube Ramsey Show at approximately 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time. So that will be Monday through Friday, and so no weekend stream. Now on the weekends, I might be doing a video game stream or something like that. That could still happen. And so there could be a video game stream. I can't think of what other kind of live stream I might have. Maybe eventually an Oak Island live stream of some type as well. But so that also could happen during the weekend. But for now, probably I'll concentrate on working on pre-recorded videos during the week. All right, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Just graze across that like button. It does help muchly. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day.